Into Mirage we go, and Mongols are hoping that their chances of winning this are more than an illusion. It is going to be an uphill battle for them. The end of that first map did look like they might have some tilt going on internally, but let's see whether they can still continue on in the road to Jönköping.
Fast playing towards this B-bomb site, a smoke towards the market window, but Mercury's got his dualies ready. Instant trade there from bLitz, and Jamyoung now left on an island trying to defend from short, also dealt with. The rotates are coming through from TYLOO, but they don't have kits nor utility to break back into this bomb site. They need some clean fights, and the Mongols right now doubling up in some very defensible angles. They're losing life, they're losing health, and Moseyuh 1v4, it's not looking likely. The Mongols are likely to snag the pistol round, but some lovely shots from Moseyuh that makes it a whole lot more damaging.
Okay. Well, consolation is nice always, but TYLOO would have liked to get a couple more kills on the dualies as the drop down was occurring. Mongols able to get the site a little bit too easily, it feels like. And then after that, can't prevent the retake from transpiring.
That's almost one of the spots where, you know, the timing is kind of so poor for when that hit comes out from the Mongols. If the dualies were a little bit more active towards the end of balcony, you know, he's probably able to get 1 or maybe 2 kills from that spot. Instead, because he prioritized not getting flanked, which is obviously a good thing. That's, in theory, an angle that Jamyoung could have prevented. Those are small details that can certainly add up to a whole lot. Mongol side, though, full rifle investment in the second round are very conducive to this, and they do flash through very successfully into the smoke, but 910 had Mzinho covered. Jamyoung, I don't think jumping into them is really going to net them much, but 1 kill, they wanted more.
That's actually a really nice setup coming out from the Mongols, to be honest. I don't know if they read into the fact that there might be a single flashbang purchase, but top connector smoke, and then anyone who is stacking over towards A, it's a pretty common play to just try and flash through the end of the smoke or anything like it. So yeah, I really like that actually. And I have just learned the new lineup for the instant window from that position. Okay.
Yeah, see, when I see smokes like that, I know where they're going, but it's just my brain glosses it over. They're just looking at random pixels on the wall for me.
In the middle from Jamyoung. 910 taken down, the nade taken advantage of.
Yeah, it does grind things to a halt a bit here from the Mongols as well. See Mzinho still occupying middle, taking up for 910's lost position. But they want that extra manpower for when they crack into the bomb site, so Mzinho's been called away. Fresh smoke that landed inside of window may keep TYLOO at least a little bit anxious about what's to come from that direction, but it's been completely vacated as Mongols actually set up for what is, I believe, a contact play out from ramp, Molotov from Palace, but they still have not revealed where the majority of the forces are coming from.
Oh, what a shot from Mzinho. Advance is taken out immediately. Mercury's not ready for the peek from Techno either. And with that, the A-bomb site is given up, so despite an early advantage accrued by TYLOO, there's nothing else for them to do. Oh, maybe a lineup, maybe a lineup. Is there a spam there? No. Not able to connect. Flashbang forward, Moseyuh trying to move into the bomb site. This might be ill-advised. Kaze almost lines them up, but almost is not good enough. Mongols will not only win the round, they will also take most of the CT economy with them.
Mzinho as well, clued in to where Jamyoung was attempting to save, so no rifles here for TYLOO in this first gun round. Like you said, they started off well with the opening pick, dealing with 910 top middle, but the reset to the A bomb site, as soon as they flushed out Advent, it became much more difficult for TYLOO to get much of anything accomplished. So fantastic mid-round call there from bLitz. TYLOO back onto pistols, this time a little bit more formidable than the standard issue. They've got Deegs and the Sort. I do believe the last time these two faced off against one another, there was a round like this that TYLOO was able to pick out of the hands of the Mongols, so they do have to be quite fearful of that prospect.
When we saw the Mongols earlier on today versus Rare Adam, they were very good at dealing with A main pressure and players pushing out of A main and the like by just having more presence in Palace. Now, I'm curious about whether that ends up being a factor in this game as well. TYLOO have likely seen that game. So let's wait to see whether there's any specific reads or any specific calls to try and cater to either side. Strong angle from Advent. They are going to be still peeking into him. He spots out the shoulder first. The kill is free and the op shot is missed. He's got more damage as well. Mercury, in a hurry to try and capitalize on the earlier damage dealt, will only get a body shot out to Techno. So what could have been very dangerous instead is going to still be pretty firmly under the control of the Mongols.
Yeah, I looked a little panicked there from Advent. I think he realized as soon as that ult fired off, but maybe a half second too late, that he could have moved in for that kill. Because of that, you know, that added chaos doesn't really plague the mind of the Mongols too much in this round. Sure, damage has been done, but they've dealt with most of the threats. bLitz being dumped inside of middle, but still surviving on 6 HP. It's 4 survivors. And the Mongols keep the good times rolling on this T side. They've built up a hefty amount of cash, as TYLOO will be able to answer back with a buy themselves, but they need to start accruing rounds now, unless the Mongols already move into a position where they can have a fairly dominant half.
Is this? Wait, that's not good for this one lineup. Interesting, it goes deeper. Okay. Nice and new. Still, they're going to be pushing through that smoke, or at least thinking about it. Mercury's taken down early on. That's courtesy of Mzinho going for a faster peak. Maybe relying on more pressure or more focus being put into middle, but TYLOO have neglected it entirely.
Yeah, through that deep smoke, and once it expires, the Mongols reinvestigate this area of the map. It was a bit of a bluff that there would be more presence in through middle. The Mongols now kind of undeterred in this area. There's no flashes to peek. There's no smoke towards bottom connector. They are just taking shelter inside of bomb site, setting up boosts on B, but as Moseyuh is peeling back, 910 does find him. Maybe that gives them a bit of an indicator that there could have been some presence on this boost. It does seem like for now they're look at Senzu glancing at that bomb site. The trade from Mzinho is there, so while Jamyoung does accomplish his job, the round is once again looking pretty far gone. Kaze on low health, and that kill from Advent does allow their exit, but the Mongols honestly are just making some very, very solid calls. Just reading into that bluff, not scared away from middle because of the deep smoke, where, you know, that's not something that teams conventionally pull off. There was a period where, you know, you referenced it as sort of the Astralis smoke. You know, Astralis kind of popularized it, and a lot of teams were adopting it and trying it out, but it kind of fell out of favor again.
Terrorists win.
I mean, Valve literally had to change the map because of it. Right, like, there's very few pieces of utility that have existed because of which Valve changed the entire map.
What did they change? I actually don't know this.
So the extra, like, they widened it, basically. They widened the mouth of Mirage. That's why he's changed the lineup. So the lineup before used to be with the, like, the right side, like the righter edge, whatever,
Yeah, where T's sort of set up for a run boost, typically on like low buy rounds, for example.
Yeah, so they've changed the lineup now for the smoke, and this is still slower, so the fastest spawn can still actually come out. I know because I've tested this lineup like a year and a half ago or something, but it's still very strong, especially if you know, maybe one of the TYLOO, or rather, one of the Mongols guys don't have the best spawn possible. So.
Yeah, or they're waiting for the mid-window smoke to hit, or top middle smoke to hit before running out, for example. Yeah, no, I could certainly see that.
Also, just something different will scare you, so...
Yeah, but it didn't. You know, the Mongols just let it play out and reaggressed, and it was the perfect move. Ruh-roh. An exchanging of glances. Kaze realizes he's got spotted as well, so they don't stick around inside of the apartments. Meanwhile, they aggress down through ramp, and this is really well done. Thing is, Mzinho does seem pretty privy to that idea.
Did Admin register that?
He did not.
Oh, he still gets the adjustment. 9-10. Now he needs to aggress on his own, and although he'll get the 1-for-1, this is so much information given up. They're also making their way very quickly back to connector. Moseyuh has been loud about it, so these players have every idea, but they don't know about Mercury. Mercury's been silent, so Moseyuh is just a bait. Mercury could just get a double kill over here. First one's gone, second one will evade him. bLitz left with 2 HP, but still so much damage. Kaze is still alive. There is a smoke available for CT if 9-10 would like to deploy it, but he's coming in from Palace, makes it so difficult to actually get any utility off. Kaze would rather focus out for bLitz going for a cross or something like it, and with that he's made the ultimate mistake. His gap's too big for his head and it was sticking out. 9-10 takes that chance and that's our end of the round pretty much.
bLitz could be a free frag if they realize where he's positioned. Oh, Jamyang doesn't want to have to break that vent to reveal his spot, and that may cost him if he attempts to jump through mid. bLitz will almost certainly have him dead to rights. Moseyuh is in a spot where he can retrieve the AWP, and now with bLitz revealing, Jamyang, a chance, a couple swings at it, finally finds bLitz, and it's a little labored, but both players are found in the end. Once again, a very, very good call, all in all, from the Mongol side, just to push through that connective smoke. Sure, an angle was overlooked, and it could have resulted in a double kill, but by them doubling up inside of Palace, instead of splitting up, one could have gone ramp, for example. That could have allowed Kaze to strike in with his AWP. He's instead overexposed, and, you know, you looked at his position, and that was the fear, is that he wasn't tucked quite close enough that players out of Palace couldn't see him. He is punished for his poor positioning.
You're not going to get away with that every time. Mzinho has been attempting that sneak out around this time a couple of times now. So, he's watched out for.
This is that right side of mid that you were talking about, or referencing. Easier to show things than simply describe them, you know? Like when you were asking me earlier on Nuke where the Astralis plant was, I couldn't quite draw a picture for you.
Casting is harder than we make it seem, guys, and I know we make it seem pretty hard.
I mean, if they're in the spot and we say a word, people will intuitively know that's what we're talking about.
Is that a deep jungle smoke lineup that bLitz is throwing out?
Yeah.
Deep jungle and connector smoke. Kaze has to be the crucial man for this. The grenade is well placed, but he just needs to try and stay alive. With the smoke off the grenade, he will be able to get away to relative safety. And in the meanwhile, Advent just jumped into his own teammates' grenade, still moving out for more. 9-10. Traded out. Moseyuh still alive, and it's inside the smoke. The Techno is fighting. It's a little bit of a one-way that is created, but he's got barely any life left, and it feels like TYLOO might have finally found a winning way. Not winning convincingly, but no. Oh, okay, just put the bomb down, buddy. We won't have time. We'll just be looking to save this gun, and maybe that is the right decision financially, but doesn't feel like it is emotionally.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to get that bomb down a couple of times, and it didn't plant. You know, he couldn't find that little corner to stick himself into on the front side of triple. So yeah, a save is all that's required, and like you said, the winning way, the solution that was found here from TYLOO is Kaze on the AWP. You know, started this game pretty rough, was 0 and 5, but now finding 2 kills in that round, able to have more influence. Punishing the aggression of Mzinho as well will humble him, considering the risks he's been taking.
You know, you did just break my head for a second. I'm thinking, wait, wouldn't he have been 0 in the 6? He got 2 kills, and I'm like, ah, he did die. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah, that I almost confused myself for a second, thinking I was like, oh, he was 0 and 6 before, but no, he did go traded in the end. Thing is, will this be a consistent result here for TYLOO, or can the Mongols continue to build on what is already a strong set of rounds here in this first half, bouncing back after a crippling defeat on Nuke, not once but twice at the hands of Rare Adam in this close qualifier.
Good. Advent's been doing, you know, somewhat of a good job so far in these past couple of rounds, but unfortunately multi-kills have been evading him. It's mostly damage onto the second and third players.
Right, so the plan of attack here from the Mongols was, okay, Mzinho, you didn't succeed last time you went solo, so we're just going to send more players aggro into that A-bomb site, and it's just a flat-out brawl.
This is a really good call, though. Oh, no, never mind. I thought Mercury was also gambling back over towards the B-bomb site. They're instead trying to retake middle with 2 players and hoping that they can find a lurker. There is no chance of that at all. Mongols, they are favoring the holding of the hands, and the further away we see the CTs go from the B-bomb side, the less likely this round becomes, and they will just have to save unless Mongols takes an eternity to plant.
Yeah, I mean, this was a very, very well done call, again, from the Mongols. I mean, that top con smoke basically sold the idea that it was an A-side attack from the Mongols, considering they have a man advantage. They were last seen aggressing so early on into this round on the A-site. I don't think the Mongols realize just how well this plan has panned out, because there's no one anywhere near the B-bomb site, and now TYLOO realize that they are some distance away from retaking this. Moseyuh's still gonna try.
Feels like you have to. bLitz is in a great position. Mercury is making noise and maybe hoping that he can serve as distraction, bring it back to 2-on-2. Remember, they don't have a kit though. Techno, however, just goes down to the Molotov. Moseyuh is the savior they require. They will have just enough time for the defuse if I'm not wrong, but
yeah,
man, that gets close.
What is Moseyuh on? You know, he had that 4K, the clutch on Nuke, and now this time in a 2 versus 3. It's not just him. You know, Mercury making those late steps inside of Market, I think, really drew all the attention in that direction, and they disregard the flank. Eventually, I mean, Mercury effectively has to do nothing because Moseyuh is the one that laps up all of the frags that's needed. And now TYLOO with a couple of close rounds, but rounds is really what they needed. Will this be enough to reinvigorate them or not? The Mongols have so many more buys. Might be able to squeak together a, albeit slightly crippled buy, should they lose here. But TYLOO just need to win consecutive rounds, and they have accomplished the first part of that. Back. The Mongols, though, not going to go down without a fight. Mzinho just creeping out of con. This is the area that bLitz has made his domain in many a matchup before. But if Mzinho wants it, Mzinho gets it. Kaze will put a ult shot straight through him, and Mzinho just catching Kaze on the fallback. They know it's an extra player in at ramp as well. Advent throwing that smoke revealed his hand. So this A site no longer has any occupants.
I think it's safe to say that TYLOO did not watch the Rare Adam game. Or if they did, they have forgotten the notes that they took from him. Kaze completely caught off guard, so is Advent about the fact that there is a Palace player, even though honestly, that was just their MO throughout the entirety of the match versus Rare Adam from Mongols. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're gonna aggress into ramp? That's cool, man. We have 2-3 players sometimes walking out of Palace to balcony that will hard clear ramp if there's really any need to.
Yeah. Was the one this time, but even so.
It is mad though, because the Mongols are playing with a lot of confidence, walking through smokes or sort of disrespecting some of the utility of TYLOO, and you know, from the outside, you might look at that and think, oh, well, you know, they're just taking a bunch of risks, a bunch of gambles, but these feel very calculated in the way that they're finding these gaps in the TYLOO defenses. Kind of in the same way that TYLOO picked apart the TheMongolz CT setups on Nuke, it does feel as though they are getting exploited in their... there's some of their unwillingness to go for those aggressive plays, and when they have done so, now they're just kind of losing fights outright, or those gaps are kind of breaking down the aggro setup before it even gets started. Hats off to bLitz, man. I mean, he's called an exceptional T-side half so far.
Yeah. The mental reset from Nuke must have been fantastic from him. And we do appreciate that about them. Mongols never feel like they're a team that is out until you have literally pushed them out of the door of death. No matter who their opponent is.
Yeah. Hold this around just only with pistols, but again, there's that caution that the Mongols have about them, because they know if they lose a round like this, kind of opens the door up for TYLOO to start to claw away at that lead. Mzinho, nice clear. Advent almost gets the drop on him. There's still 2 players on this B bomb site, so this could get a little hairy. Moseyuh taking a dink, and Kaze at distance finishes him off, and now only having to worry about the apartment's pressure.
Kaze could be coming through with another kill or 2, but Moseyuh going down. The wallbang isn't really a fair fight, but Mongols isn't looking to present a fair fight on 4 versus 1. This is exactly where they want to be. Bomb will not be attempted to plant, but 8-2. Mongols looking much better than they did yesterday, and they look good yesterday, so hey.
It just feels like they're much more dialed in, and especially on those younger players, whether it's, you know, Mzinho had some honestly quite shy performances yesterday, but it doesn't seem to be something that's affecting them too much here now that they fought through that lower finals and now find themselves in the grand finals against TYLOO. Certainly a scary opponent to have to fight off against, but
they don't have 10. Oh, Kaze, what a shot onto bLitz. Mercury's able to trade out as well, and despite 9-10 looking like he could have been in a good position to get the jump on Kaze, my interruption is useless, Michael.
No, that is all fine. They played with a fearlessness today, and they've actually lurked Techno out for sandwich. 9-10 creeping con and immediately dealing with Mercury, so was a man advantage here for TYLOO, but that has now been squandered. Dealt with here by the Mongols. 9-10 is taking over. A couple of kills on this orb. That bomb still to be retrieved inside of spawn, so it's not as though the Mongols can add a timer to deal with these TYLOO players or not, and that added hesitation might actually just kind of scare them, creep them out a little bit. Advent has to face check into the site just to see whether they're still around, and he finds that orb just like his teammates suffered at the same fate.
Yeah, 9-10 started off looking to find a pick over towards apartments, and then now just tears up the A-bomb site. That's what you expect from a T-side offer, isn't it? I'll say Jamyoung's death was particularly unfortunate. I think he might have expected 9-10 to have started to move forward, but 9-10 was actually holding out because he didn't know if there was anyone in jungle or not. So Jamyoung dropping down from catwalk with an audio queue. 9-10 turns around and he's just watching the smoke and finds him.
Yeah, not very often.
Look at the line. Sorry, just look at the line of deaths on the radar.
The equator of Mirage.
Terrorists win.
Maybe that does make sense. Maybe Mirage is right on the equator.
How?
I don't know.
It's because it's always sunny? Is that
Yeah,
the thing?
yeah, it's just,
Okay.
you know, pretty consistent weather. Been in the map pool forever as well. Don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but last round of the half, TYLOO need a little bit of extra leeway. The Mongol side can, of course, get to double digits should they secure this last round. They've kept TYLOO at 2, but Kaze may have other plans. 910 had a great showing on his AWP in that round prior, and maybe it's Kaze's turn to show what he can do.
I mean, you'd hope so. He's not really been the superstar that you would sort of mark him down to be, given his experience and given how much he has had a chances. Mzinho can't find the kill, and he instead finds Mercury right in front of him, so he 5-on-3 early on into things, and a nade to pop open the smoke that actually helps even the scoreline a little bit more for the Mongols' side. Mzinho boosted up. Kaze is in the perfect position for a drop down should it ever come, but Mzinho's not really looking to move around. Instead, he's just holding that verticality. This is a really good call, though, coming through. The A-bomb side is completely empty. Moseyuh is pushed all the way forward. Advent's really the only player who can be around to defend. Now, the only thing you have to do is get the bomb out of Blitz's hands, but Blitz is more concerned with getting Kaze's life out of the server. Moseyuh has made his way back over. He is inside a main, but this should be an angle that they check. They're generally good about it. Techno keeps an eye out for it, and while the bomb is planted, Moseyuh does peek forward. He's got 2 in an impossible circumstance. They were ready for that. Now, Mzinho's also taken down by Jamyang. Pushes through right as the smoke is fading. TYLOO given a miracle 3, but can they complete anything from it in that second half? That is the question.
Bomb has been defused.
You got me feeling some way, like I might be stuck in a dream. Let's stay here till the day breaks, feeling like I never wanna leave. Keep moving till the sunrise. You're taking my mind out to sea. Fall in love at low tide. I'm thinking we should never leave. So let's keep going till the night is almost gone. 'Cause I feel like singing let's keep going till the night is almost gone. 'Cause I feel like singing
9-3. Some people would say this is the new 11-4. But does Zonic's law still apply?
Yeah, that is the real question. Is this a deceptive scoreline or not? Do TYLOO have something to show us in this pistol? Because that feels like the first piece of the puzzle to make this a competitive Mirage. They're set up for an A-side play, and Mzinho has the dualies close.
Won't be any flashes to try and blind him out either, but he's just taken down. Moseyuh jumping out with the Glock. It's always what it's strong for. 9-10 now, losing out shots all over the place. bLitz as well, more rifts than you'd expect, and it's all CTs falling down. So TYLOO has started off strong, but there's still a chance for the rotation from CT to find something. Techno coming up big, keeps the back going, and it is still right back to a 1-on-2 where Mzinho had a chance, but Moseyuh has been on one in these clutches, and now in this pistol.
It feels like Moseyuh is really just spurring on a lot of success for TYLOO at the moment. That retake on the B-bomb site, then as well finding these critical kills on one of these A plays. You know, now finding 4 kills in the pistol round. Moseyuh has a will to win that may be enough to give a little bit more leg room or a little bit more leeway for the other stars to emerge here for TYLOO, because a lot of them have been quiet. You know, you kind of highlighted Skaze before, but it's not as though there's been outstanding performances from the rest of the lot.
Yeah. Jamyang, a man who I very seldom criticize, perhaps deserves some of that.
Well, Advent can't really discipline him, not in this round. He took a dig straight to the face at the start. So, while we were praising the anti-ecos of the Mongols, for example, TYLOO need to do their best job at doing much of the same. That dig of Techno will be limited to that 1 kill, and Jamyang closing the gap with the SMG. They're double short, but those pistols are not great at taking those long-distance fights when the fully automatics are also given the same space.
That
TYLOO,
was so badly played by Moseyuh.
It's all okay. They didn't actually end up shooting at him, so it was fine. Just crouched out in the open, and the pistol is just like, I can't hit him.
Like 3 different pistols are trying to shoot him. Well, I guess if you can dodge bullets, it's all okay.
Yeah.
A lot of damage dealt out from bLitz early on because of the slow window smoke.
Yeah, slow window smoke, and didn't wait for the top mid smoke either, really. But the job is accomplished. He gets to top mid. He can play from second Delpan or top mid boxes. Moseyuh turned around. Maybe to look at what his teammates were going to throw for him, but just ill-prepared for the fight. I think he can shoot from my behind.
I would like to imagine that Techno said dodge this before he shot. Maybe this isn't the Matrix. This is a beautiful boost out for 2 players to be inside apartments. Gorgeous from the Mongols. Information was needed and they find it in the apartments. With that, it's a 5-on-3. Nice little added plus.
Now, are they completely deterred from going to the B-bomb site? At the moment, this is the more reinforced site with bLitz kind of hovering and floating inside of market. There's a gap that can be exploited to window, but this is being picked up by bLitz, and all on timing. He finds Jamyang trying to cut him off. There is a way that you can still silence drop inside of the window room, but Mercury opts not for it, and bLitz will get all 3. Cut that rotate and decide to take the fight straight to TYLOO. They could not find a solution after things just get torn out of their hands on that B-bomb site. The Mongols finally getting themselves to double digits.
I mean, you do say finally, it is 10-5, but yeah.
Yeah, but they could have finished the half 10-2.
Perfectionist.
They could have had the pistol round. You know, they've had a few chances so far.
Oh no, not that we caught him with a Molotov in his hand, but he's not punished for it. Will be able to run away to safety. A second smoke. Good that Moseyuh has fallen, Mercury will also populate a graveyard. There's a lot of headstones, and all of them seem to be emblazoned with a strange dragon. TYLOO are booking up private property for the amount of cemeteries they're going to need.
I can't tell if that was like very entrepreneurial or very business focused or just kind of dark, but maybe it's a little bit of both.
Best businesses on the run.
And full darkness for all the players of TYLOO as they fade to black. It's a... I mean, this will be the last full gun round here for TYLOO to fight off what could be a Mongolz answer in the series. Of course, their map pick. And if I do recall, this was the same result that happened last time. You know, TYLOO win their map pick in Nuke, Mongolz answer with Mirage, and then Overpass will be the decider. But like we were saying earlier, a nice bounce back here for the Mongolz, something that we noted the last time they faced off against each other. But there were a few more rounds from TYLOO that looked like they made good calls, good reads, good reactions. That has not been the case in this showing. It's all been bLitz and the squad.
Oh, well, bLitz has taken down. The squad is still here, though. Maybe they can try and make up for his lack. 910 good for one. Mzinho's gone to the P250. 910 is still alive. Keeps control of CT, and with each smoke will have a little bit more to play with, but as the bomb is planted, he cannot prevent.
Oh dear. Oh, they're really going for this, huh? Jamyung knife out, and well, there's Techno on the flank, so they at least know that Techno's flanking. Problem is, Kaze is now left all alone, 1 versus 3, and oh dear. They seem to have a pretty good idea where Kaze is. In fact, Techno just finishes it off. A 12th round here for the Mongolz. They are looking dominant on their pick in the series. TYLOO now have no more room for error.
Yeah, TYLOO last time obviously were able to get to 9 rounds, but that was with the help of a half-buy win that you referenced, Michael. No half-buy wins this time, and Mongolz are just looking pretty dominant overall. 12 to 5. This is going to be great stuff as we move forward into Overpass.
But again, I just felt like there was more finesse from TYLOO.
Yeah.
You know, more bouncing between bomb sites, more chances to win rounds. Mongolz have been honestly swarming and all over them in this map. Good Molotov from bLitz. It did force Mercury out into the open for a moment, but he was flashed off, so it didn't actually reveal that Mercury made the journey. Senzu very clued into him, but tanks a headshot. Still, the trades work out in favor of the Mongolz on that fight through middle, and it does leave the bomb fairly detached from any of these players based on where they started.
He has been boosted up. 910's not ready for it. And with that, there's only one player left on the A bomb side. It's Mzinho. His position is really good, though, and he might be able to get the jump on Moseyuh. No! Moseyuh's been on one right now. 19 kills for him. No one else on his team touching double digits.
Yeah, he's the sole propellant. He is the primary catalyst for TYLOO winning rounds. But will it be enough to have security in this? They do have Techno once again that moved in on the flank, and he's positioning himself for Palace. bLitz just trying to keep himself alive for as long as possible while Techno gets into position.
Well, he's in position. The position is just not a great one for him, unfortunately. bLitz was just going to be trying to run away. He does have a chance to maybe do a bit more damage to the T side, but the T's they're going to be fine. And bLitz was just maybe even going for the AWP. Not sure.
There was a lot of value to be picked up there. The AWP, there was a kit, there was a flash as well. You know, those are all resources that CTs will make great use of.
Yeah. If he gets to keep them.
If he gets to keep them, and he didn't, so.
Nice to see Mongolz using a timeout early on, despite being in such an advantaged position. They do want to just seal out the round here and now.
I think they made a similar timeout when TYLOO won their first round as well in that first half.
Yeah.
So it's clearly like a disruptive timeout more than anything.
One of the silliest additions that I do appreciate a lot is the ability to inspect smokes. And, like, just util in general.
Mm-hmm. That's because the nade skins are coming. I don't know when they're coming, but, you know, I bet they're thinking about it.
I do sort of hope not, but let's see. Moseyuh's gone early on. 9-10 is just... He's just looking unparalleled right now as far as the offense department is concerned. We talked about how Kaze would need to step up going into Mirage. And look, he's had a couple of rounds, don't get me wrong, but it's not been anywhere near the consistency of 9-10.
Yeah, again, it feels kind of weird to single that out considering everybody, you know, in their head-to-head, effectively.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about the riflers, nobody's really delivered aside from Moseyuh. It's a pretty well-rounded scoreboard for the Mongols in this winning effort.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Great setup as well now to deal with this A-side hit that is being planned out from the B side. Now, is there room for them to maybe try and bait out the Under Palace players? Mzinho will not be checked. Jamyang is a dead man walking, but Mzinho wants more than just the one. He's missed out on a chance to get both kills for free, so Mercury can trade. It's back to a 3 versus 3. Will be recovered, but now the smokes have dissipated, so Techno won't be giving it up for free at the very least. 9-10 playing from long range outside of the ladder room. Will be able to find one kill. bLitz is baited into a peek, but despite the bait, he just wins a duel. So a 1-on-2 for Jamyang. Clutches have largely been reserved for Moseyuh, but maybe he can still live up to his name and his general status. But no, 13-6, bLitz swings out wide. There is nothing that TYLOO are able to do there.
Yeah, I mean, a very one-sided showing from the Mongols, having, I mean, just exceptional calls on that T side, some fantastic performances from their individuals, and